Single malt whiskey, a spirit of unparalleled complexity and character, is a testament to time-honored traditions and the artistry of skilled craftsmen. Unlike blended whiskeys, single malt hails from a single distillery and is made entirely from malted barley. This purity of ingredients, combined with meticulous production methods, results in a spirit that reflects the unique terroir and craftsmanship of its origin. Factors such as the local water source, the shape and size of the copper stills, and the type of oak casks used for maturation all contribute to the final flavor profile. From the rolling hills of Scotland to the windswept shores of Islay, each distillery imparts its own distinct personality to its whiskey. The journey of single malt whiskey begins with barley, a humble grain that holds the key to its creation. The barley is first carefully selected, ensuring that only the highest quality grains are used. It is then steeped in water, a process known as steeping, which awakens the barley from its dormant state and initiates germination. During germination, the barley's enzymes are activated, converting starches into sugars. To control the germination process, the barley is spread out on malting floors, where it is regularly turned to ensure even growth. Traditionally, this was done by hand using wooden shovels, a labor-intensive task that has largely been replaced by mechanization in modern times. However, some distilleries still maintain the traditional floor maltings, preserving the time-honored methods for their unique character. Once the germination process is complete, the barley, now known as green malt, is carefully dried to halt further enzymatic activity. This is typically done in a kiln, where hot air is blown through the germinated barley. The dried malt is then ground into a coarse flour called grist, which is then mixed with hot water in a large vessel known as a mash tun. The hot water activates the enzymes in the grist, converting the starches into fermentable sugars. The resulting sugary liquid, known as wort, is then drained from the mash tun and cooled, ready for the next stage of the whiskey-making process. The heat not only stops germination, but also imparts distinctive flavors to the malt, depending on the fuel source used. Fermentation is the heart and soul of whiskey production, the magical process by which sugars are transformed into alcohol. The cooled wort is transferred to large fermentation vessels, typically made of stainless steel or traditional wooden washbacks. Yeast is added, and the mixture is left to ferment for several days. During fermentation, the yeast consumes the sugars in the wort, producing alcohol, carbon dioxide, and heat as byproducts. The type of yeast used, the temperature of the fermentation, and the duration of the process all play crucial roles in shaping the final flavor profile of the whiskey. Some distilleries use proprietary yeast strains, carefully cultivated and guarded over generations, while others rely on commercially available varieties. Following fermentation, the wash, now a low-alcohol beer-like liquid, is ready for distillation. The wash is heated in copper stills, and the alcohol, having a lower boiling point than water, vaporizes and rises up the still's neck. The shape and size of the still have a profound impact on the character of the final spirit. Taller stills with longer necks tend to produce lighter, more elegant whiskeys, while shorter, squatter stills yield richer, more full-bodied spirits. The vaporized alcohol is then cooled, condensed back into liquid form, and collected. This process, known as distillation, is typically repeated twice in pot stills to concentrate the alcohol and refine the spirit. The spirit that emerges from the stills is a far cry from the mature, complex whiskey that will eventually grace a glass. It is during maturation, the silent alchemy of time and oak, that the true character of single malt whiskey is revealed. The newly distilled spirit, known as new make, is filled into oak casks, typically those that have previously held bourbon or sherry. Over time, the spirit interacts with the wood, extracting compounds that contribute to its color, aroma, and taste. The type of oak, the previous contents of the cask, the size of the cask, and the warehouse environment all influence the maturation process, imparting unique flavors and aromas to the whiskey. After years of patient maturation, the whiskey is ready to be bottled. The casks are carefully selected by the master blender, who uses their expertise to ensure consistent quality and flavor profile. The whiskey is typically bottled at 40% alcohol by volume, although some bottlings are offered at higher strengths, known as cask strength or natural cask strength. Before bottling, the whiskey may be filtered to remove any sediment or particles, and water may be added to adjust the alcohol content. Finally, the whiskey is bottled, labeled, and packaged, ready to be enjoyed by whiskey enthusiasts worldwide. From the selection of barley to the final bottling, every stage of the single malt whiskey-making process is imbued with tradition, craftsmanship, and an unwavering commitment to quality. If you like this video, don't forget to hit the like button and subscribe for more exciting content, updates, and new uploads from Manufactour straight to your feed, straight to your